What's going on, DMS? This lesson is for the lesson of the week for January 25th, the week of January 25th. And this lesson is actually for all my classes this week, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So this is a lesson across the board this week. We're going to take a break from code.org this week, actually, because we've been going hard at code.org, and we've been doing great there. But if you do the same thing over and over again, that can get frustrating and get old and boring. So we are going to take a week off of code.org and more than likely get back to that next week. So today's going to look a little different. And the reason it looks a little different is Miss Fouch asked me to have the entire school, the entire building, complete the DMS, the school-wide climate survey. It is the climate survey that everybody is going to complete today. Now, that's not the only thing we're doing today, but that is a very important part of today's class. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that climate survey, and that is what I've got posted here. Number one, students will need to complete the school climate survey. Please take your time on this and answer the questions honestly. The link to the survey is below. And you notice right here the link, it says Status Tennessee. So let me go ahead and click that. Now, something I want you to notice, this survey is not something that Mr. Oaks created, not something that Ms. Fouch created, but this is a survey from the Tennessee State Department of Education. And every student across Tennessee will be completing this very survey, okay? And this is going to ask you questions about what DeKalb Middle School does well, what they might need to do better at. And it's very important that you answer honestly, that you take your time on this. We want accurate results on this. If you just go through clicking bubbles without reading it and putting thought with it, you're not helping give us accurate results. And in turn, you're not helping DMS be a better place for you guys to learn next year and years beyond. So please do your best on this. It is a little bit lengthy. It is 98 questions long. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You'll read a short little sentence, and then you'll click a bubble saying if you agree with that sentence or disagree. So it's not as bad as it may seem with that big number 98. It will take you 20, 30 minutes if you do this correctly. So please, please, please take your time with this, like I've said. And these results will be anonymous. I won't know your name when the results come in, and the results won't even come here at DMS. The results will be sent to the Department of Education in Nashville, and then they'll send us the results once they're analyzed and tell us what we're doing good at and then what we're doing not so good at. So we're counting on you guys to please answer these questions honestly and thoughtfully. So you'll click next, and the first two questions are the most important questions that you have. You're going to make sure that you put DeKalb County and then, of course, DeKalb Middle School, okay? Those, again, are the most important questions on this thing to make sure your results are linking with our school. Then you'll click Next. And the first page is demographics. You just tell us what grade you are in, your race, the gender. If you're learning, how are you learning this year? Are you learning at school? Are you virtual? So make sure you choose that. And then this is where we get into the survey. And I know it's tempting to just click through here, but that's not going to help DMS. That's not going to help this place that you learn at become better in the years to come. So please do your best on this. Now let me tell you briefly how this works. You're going to go up at the top, and it says, please mark how much you agree or disagree with these statements about your teachers, not just Mr. Dokes, all your teachers at school. And then you have a sentence starter right there. That sentence starter will be used on questions 1 through 8. So you'll use that same sentence starters for number 1. Most of my teachers notice if I have trouble learning something. Use it again, and then you click strongly agree, disagree, somewhere in between. And then you say most of my teachers, then I go to number 2, often connect what I'm learning to life outside the classroom. So you're going to read those statements using that sentence starter. When you get to 9 through 15, it's a little different. I have at least one teacher who does the following. Please mark how much you agree or disagree with these statements about your school. I feel like, and then you use that same sentence starter for questions 16 through 20. You get that page complete, you click next. You keep going until it says thank you. You've successfully turned that in after that 98th question. Again, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not as bad as it may seem once you get going. But I ask that you, and Ms. Fouch asked, and all the teachers here ask that you do your best so we can get an accurate results and accurate data showing what we need to do better at in the years to come. Now, that is part 1 of today's lesson. So you do the survey, and then you go to part 2 of today's lesson. Before I transition there, also some homework for your parents. On the DeKalb Middle School Saints page, there is a parent survey similar to the student survey that your parents do need to go on there and complete here in the next few days. So tell your parents, hey, there's a quick survey that they need to take. That way we can use those results as well to make this place better for you guys. So just keep that in mind. But back to what I was saying, the survey is part 1 of today's lesson. Part 2 of today's lesson, we're going to look at digital citizenship, a very important topic, the most important topic we definitely talk about, and that's how to behave and how to be safe online. The internet is a great place to learn, great place for entertainment, but it can also be a scary place if we're not responsible. And we're not using our brain and using good common sense to surf the web and not put information out there that could come back to hurt us or even steal our identity. So we're going to look at a couple videos to hopefully spark your interest. Say, hey, I do need to do this. Mr. Noakes is right. It's a very important topic, and that is digital citizenship. And you're actually going to go below this announcement, and you'll see that I posted on yesterday, January 25th, the digital citizenship assignment. It's very simple. There's a video attached with each assignment, with each handout. And you're going to watch the video at the beginning, reflect, think about how that makes you feel and what you can learn from that, and then you answer your questions. And then there's a second handout. These are very short and to the point. So let's take a look at activity number 1 very briefly here. So you're going to watch. So it says watch and reflect. So you're going to watch this video. The video is actually linked inside the document, and I've given each one of you your own copy, so it won't mess up my copy if you're wondering. And it'll redirect you to this Common Sense Education page, and then we're not going to watch it. We'll let you do that, but then you're going to watch this video. It's only 1 minute in length. There's subtitles, and change it to Spanish. You can have English subtitles if you need, but that's what you're going to watch, 1 minute long. Then you're going to answer those 3 questions with that video. So basically, just making it's the questions are geared to make sure that you're watching the video and knowing what your digital footprint is. So you watch the video, you answer those 3 questions. All right, simple enough. You go back to Google Classroom, and then you go to activity number 2. So this is part 2, handout 2. Same thing, watch and reflect. There are 3 questions with it. You click the video at the top. This is called friendships and social media. Social media can be great, but it can also be something that's taking up too much time and something that we're too concerned about. And this video will talk about that, and it's only 3 minutes long. So you watch this 3-minute video, and then you go and you answer those 3 questions. Incomplete sentences, 1, 2, and 3. When you get both handouts finished, handout number 1, handout number 2, when you get both handouts finished, make sure those are attached and click turn in. Okay? You will click turn in. So today's class, I know, looks rather different than classes previous. There are 2 parts. Of course, we talked about the survey. That's part 1. And then part 2, you're going to do those 2 handouts. They're located in the assignment below. And then watch the videos and turn those in. I know that's a little bit different this week, guys. I tried to make it simple, but also make it engaging as well. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you're virtual, shoot me an email anytime, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. But make sure you get both of those parts of today's lesson complete, and then you are done for today. If you're watching this and you're in my class watching this, please make sure you have headphones on. If not, put either the caption on or the volume's very low so you're the only one to hear it. All right, we'll see you guys. This lesson is for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. All grades are expected to do the survey, and all grades are expected to see the importance of being a good digital citizen. And we'll see you guys. Have a great weekend, and Mr. Noakes is out.